Alignment of the conscious and the subconscious mind equals peace and harmony. Hello, welcome to the Joyfulness broadcast. Why there is struggles? Why are there struggles in our lives? Why isn't it that everything's just easy, flowy, and happy and joyous all the time? Why is it? I don't know. Say we really want a new toy for Christmas. Okay, we really want it, but then there's all these voices in our head, and they start to tell us, no, we need to earn that. You gotta earn that toy. You've got to do this, you've got to do that. Oh, I don't know if you should have it. Like, I don't know if we have enough money for that toy. All these voices come in. You want this toy for Christmas. Then there's just all this resistance pops up. It's like, you want this thing, all this resistance comes up. Where is that resistance coming from? What's all that about? Why isn't it that you just want it and you just go for it, you get it, and you deal with the consequences, then you learn from it? Why is there so much struggle in just making a simple decision? Okay, I'm just talking. Of course, you can extrapolate this away from a Christmas toy and to anything you want. I don't know, working out or business goals or life goals, any goal, doesn't matter. It's arbitrary, whatever goal. Why is it that there's all this stuff that comes up in resistance to that? What does that tell us? Notice that what this means is there's two parts of us. This means there's two parts, right? There's a part that wants something new, okay, something that hasn't been experienced yet, and then there's this like big resistance that comes up. And what it does is, if you'll notice, it's all about keeping you in the familiar, regardless of what it tells you. Whatever these voices tell you, it's all about keeping you in the familiar. That's basically what it's about. And usually it wins over, okay? You can't really willpower it over unless you know how to, specifically, the techniques to overcome these things, to transcend them. If you try to go at it brute force, it usually doesn't work, okay? How often has it worked brute force to try to change, keep your goals, keep your New Year resolutions? How often does that work? It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for anyone I know of. So maybe you're the exception, but I doubt it because we're all human. We're all the same. Willpower doesn't work. Doesn't work very well. What does it show us? It shows us there's two minds. Like I said, there's the conscious mind. We can just break it down. These are just words. We can conveniently call one the conscious mind. So that's the mind that is aware, that is listening to this and judging and deciding and making all these decisions all the time. And then there's the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is it's like a brute. Don't have very big muscles, but the subconscious mind does. It's got like massive muscles. It's huge. It just does, but it's kind of like stupid. Okay, the conscious mind's like, oh, maybe we should try this. Maybe we should try that. I don't know. Maybe it'll be nice like that. I don't know. I've never tried it. And then the conscious mind's like, nah, dude. I know. Let's just stay here. And it just always seems to overpower the conscious mind, subconscious mind, with all of its stories, all of its belief systems. It kind of holds you in place. So that subconscious mind is a programmed mind. And that's the mind that, it's programmed. Your experience in the past programs a certain belief set into the subconscious mind. And then you view the world through that belief set. And so if for some reason you suddenly decide to do something which doesn't align with the familiar, you will get all this resistance getting you to stay where you are. And if you're constantly wanting that new thing that isn't familiar, that's where the struggle comes from. It comes from a misalignment. It comes from a misalignment with the subconscious programs. That's what I'm just going to call them, the programs in the subconscious, which are just belief systems. The belief systems that have been programmed by the past, not just by past experiences, but actually by how past experiences were perceived. So if what you want doesn't align with that, then you're in for a struggle. And that's where the struggle comes from. And that's really good because then we can work on that level. And rather than trying to overcome the struggle out there, like in the world, trying to change stuff, we can go inward and work on that subconscious level. We can work on aligning the subconscious programs with the direction we want to go. So if we want to go this way, and we're finding this resistance, that tells us there is a misalignment with the programs in the subconscious mind. And then that is an indication of where we can work. Because if we want to go there and there's absolutely no resistance, it's really easy, then there's no misalignment, there's total alignment, and life is easy and peaceful and calm. So whenever there's alignment with what we consciously want and what the subconscious programs are, there is ease, there is harmony. And the reason for this is contrary to popular belief. Most of our actions every day, 95% of it, is coming from the subconscious mind, coming from those programs, those habitual programs in the subconscious mind. This doesn't just include behavior, okay? 95% behavior, yes, it's like this kind of stuff, but also thought patterns, attitudes, belief systems. 95% of it, at least, is coming from your subconscious mind. So if the subconscious mind is not aligned with what that teensy-wincy 5% wants, there's going to be a struggle. That's where the struggle is. And it's very unlikely to overcome that through willpower. So people take it for granted that life is difficult. It's just assumed that life is difficult. It's not difficult. It doesn't have to be difficult. Things can be easy. I've experimented, I've seen this for myself. Life can just be an easy breeze, a joyous breeze, where there's no worries, there's no stresses. It's just all wonderful. Everything's free. There's total inner freedom. And this happens, this inner freedom is greatly facilitated by aligning subconscious programs with that which facilitates a worldview of freedom, of peace, of joy. Okay, so what I mean by that is if you have programs like the world's a horrible place, if you have programs like I'm a shitty person, if your programs running like I'm unworthy, then it's not really conducive of inner peace and joy and inner freedom. Okay, because you're constrained to all these heavy programs. I say heavy literally to mean that they are heavy, like they feel heavy. As you lift yourself of these big programs that weigh you down, you genuinely feel lighter. You genuinely feel lighter. It's an interesting phenomenon across the board. You'll feel lighter. I'll tell you why that's great news, because guess what? If you're struggling right now in any area of life, and if you're a human, it's probably likely, then it's great news. Because just because you're struggling now doesn't mean you have to struggle in the future. But if you don't want to struggle in the future, then guess what? You got to do something different than you're doing now, because everything you're doing up to now has resulted in that struggle. So you've got to choose something else. I'm trained in a modality called Psych K. That's what I'm familiar with, and that's what's really effective. It's been amazingly effective for me and the people I've worked with. Psych K. It's a way of changing subconscious beliefs, really getting to those beliefs that are holding you back from having what you want. So finding those misalignments and then aligning it. So finding that I am unworthy and changing it to an I am worthy. Finding misperceptions. Finding perceptions of stress and anxiety. So maybe there's a situation right now, if you bring it to mind, bam, it doesn't feel so good. It doesn't feel so good. Well, the reason it doesn't feel so good is not because the situation is bad. No, it's got nothing to do with the situation, everything to do with how you see it. So if you change how you see it, you'll change how you feel. And Psych K allows us to change how you see it on a subconscious level, so that automatically you change how you feel. This is amazing, because what it means is something that's even traumatic right now, like this, you can change your perception and start disappearing that trauma. Sometimes, just in a single session, you can disappear the whole thing. Other times, it's stacked. It's stacked, so it takes longer. But either way, the result is the same if you stick with it. The result's always the same, you disappear it. Or you eventually come to a place of peace and non-attachment with it, which is, absolutely amazing. And all you have to do is try this new thing. Anyway, so Psych K is what I offer, and I like to operate my business on gift-based. Okay, so the best way to really get a taste for this is to, get a taste for it. Get a taste from it and learn through your own experiences, learn what is so, learn what is a misconception through your own experiences, not through some dude in a camera telling you how it is. Just learn for yourself. So I offer everything gift-based, which means you'll find a link. If you're in my website, you just go scroll down and you'll find a little link, book now, something like that, or Psych K. You can click that, and book a time, and guess what? You pay however much you want. You don't have to pay anything if you don't want. I like to operate on gift-based. It feels really nice. It's a really beautiful way to be. And it's very rewarding, and that's what I offer and invite you to. Thank you for watching very much. I hope I will see your beautiful faces, and Thank you for choosing to watch this video. Like this video if you like this video. Subscribe to this channel if you want more content like this. Click the bell button to be notified of future content. And thank you very much. Thank you. Bye bye.